Aside from my show, Jiggy in the Morning, every morning from 6 to 10, Monday to Friday, I have this little show called Ang Pilosopo. And right now, tonight, here at the Grand Christmas Village, this late night bazaar, I have with us Instagram sensation Darcy Engutan. Darcy? Where are you? Come over here, Darcy. Let's give a round of applause to Darcy.
Hi.
Good evening, Darcy. Please grab the microphone. Please get comfortable with the microphone. Of course, you can find her on Instagram at It's Darcy Morgan. Darcy, before anything else, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born, where you came from, what you do on Instagram, and all that stuff. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Go ahead.
Hi everybody. Good evening. My name is Darcy Engutan. It's more. I'm not really Darcy Morgan, but that's.
I'll ask you that why you're Darcy Morgan on Instagram, but your real name is it's Darcy.
Darcy Engutan.
Darcy Engutan. Maybe you want to speak closer to the microphone as well. Go ahead, Darcy.
Okay. Should I hold the microphone?
What's that?
Should I hold the microphone?
Yeah, you can hold the microphone if you like. Don't hold it too much. Don't remove it from the stand. Go ahead, Darcy. Tell us a little bit more about Darcy Engutan. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm a 20-year-old student, born in Cebu, but I was raised in the Negros Island, a place next to Cebu City. I'm just studying right now, but also doing beauty pageants and modeling. I joined Binibining Cebu this year, and I just love to travel. I've always loved to go to the beach.
Your Instagram account is just burning, right? You have 100,000 followers, right? Or more.
Not quite 100,000,
But
but almost.
Almost 100,000.
Yes.
Tell us about what you do on your Instagram account and why do you have so many followers?
I don't really know actually why I have that much followers. I got almost 96 right now, and I think it started a couple of years ago when me and my friends started to think of what's gonna be our feed. Like we're competing what's gonna be our feed on Instagram because it's been a trend about 4 years ago, and we just started it 2 years ago. And then they were thinking, because my friends chose black and white, and me, because I've always loved the beach ever since I was a kid, so I chose a tropical inspired feed, and people just like it. Maybe I'm not sure. Yes.
So what is it that you do on your Instagram? You take photographs of your travels?
Yes. I take photographs of my travels, my bikinis. Sometimes the background, the ambience, the sea, the sand, the place that I'm staying.
So you obviously have gone around the world. Out of all the countries that you have visited, Darcy, what do you think is the best place for you, at least for a tourist like you?
Because I'm an island girl, I think the best place I've ever been to is Bali. Bali, Indonesia.
Bali, Indonesia. Tell us about your experience in Bali, Indonesia, and why it was the best experience.
Because me and my boyfriend planned to stay there for 2 weeks. And then we went to 3 different places. We started in Seminyak. Then Seminyak, it's more on restaurants, party places. It's the busiest place, I think, in Bali. And then we moved to we moved to Amit, which is really different because it's very quiet and peaceful. It's very romantic, and I just love the ambience of it's the difference between Amit and Seminyak. I love it. And the last one we went to Ubud, which is like a forest and jungle, and we stayed on a private villa. It was really nice, and the hotels and accommodations there is really cheap as well, and the food is amazing. So I really had a great time. And being a tropical girl, I love to stay there, and we'll definitely go back in Bali. But I love Philippines more, of course. But except Philippines, I love Bali, Indonesia.
You mentioned in the beginning of this interview that it's not really Darcy Morgan anymore. It's really Darcy Engutan, right? why is your Instagram account it's Darcy Morgan and not it's Darcy Engutan? Why is that?
To be honest, it's because Morgan is my ex's last name, and I've been with him for a couple of years and a half, and I just like the Morgan name. I don't know, but people know me for that name now,
Okay.
and I don't know if I'm gonna change it or not, but maybe because I'm with.
How does your current boyfriend, feel about that now that you're no longer with that Morgan guy and you're still using his name in your Instagram account? I'm sure he wants that changed, right?
He's never mentioned anything about me changing my Instagram name to something else. I don't think he minds at all. But if he has something to say, he will say it because he's really open about it. And if he wants me to change it, maybe I will change it for you, okay? He's watching right now in China. Hi.
Darcy, you're 20 years old. You're still in school. You've traveled around the world and you've gone
Around Asia, those countries with no visa fee.
around Asia.
Yes.
Fine, okay. And you're with this British boyfriend, yeah?
Yes, with the British guy. He's from England.
From England, but he's based in China, right?
Yes.
Tell us about how it is to be in a relationship in 2018. For a young girl like you to be dating at 20 years old in 2018. Is it difficult for a girl to go on a date? Is it scary to be going on a date at this age, at this time of in 2018, where it's sometimes the internet can be very exciting and sometimes
Yes.
such a dangerous place. From what I understand, you found your boyfriend, if you don't mind me telling everybody, on Tinder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how is it to be dating in this day and age? And what's your advice to those young girls out there who are also perhaps trying their luck
Yes.
on men, perhaps?
Okay. To be honest, after that long-term relationship, I mean like a serious relationship with my ex before, I don't really have any plans to be in a relationship for a while. It wasn't in any of my plans, so I wasn't looking for love at all. But I guess love has found me. I always believe that if you have a strong connection and chemistry with someone, you can't just say no. So yeah, and as what you said, social media can be like a
Dangerous. Can be exciting, but at the same time dangerous as
exciting
well,
and
right?
Dangerous, yes.
You could be hooking up with a serial killer for all we know,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, because when I met him on a dating site, if you're planning to sign up or anything like that, you really need to be careful, and you need to know the man first or the person you're speaking with, and you can just trust someone so easily.
Yeah. So how do you know? Like, if you find somebody on Tinder, how do you know if this guy's not gonna kill you on your first date?
We've been speaking to a month first before we met.
So you gave it a month before you guys actually
Yes.
met.
Yes, because he went here because of he's working in China, so
Okay.
there's a Chinese New Year break for
Okay.
a month. And he traveled in El Nido, Palawan, all over Boracay, the tourist spot in the Philippines.
Okay.
And he also dropped by in Cebu.
Cebu. So that's when you met.
No. He signed up in Tinder, and I signed up in Tinder as well. But he was about to go back to China
Okay.
when we started speaking.
Okay.
So we started speaking, and we have a connection. We were being sweet, and then he planned our first date in Disneyland.
So it was a month after.
That was a month.
So
after.
is that enough time for you to know somebody is not going to kill you on your first date? I'm just curious because I've never used that site. I never will. But
Yeah, you never will.
probably, who knows? But
That was my first time,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect magic will happen.
So magic can happen on Tinder. Yeah.
Yes, if you're lucky.
So how long have you been with this British guy?
I've known him February 2018.
Okay.
So,
A little
but
over.
it's not official. it's gonna be official on the first day we met, probably.
Okay.
The
month after.
that.
So
yeah.
March.
No, I mean April.
April.
First week. Yeah,
Okay.
April 1st.
So
He's watching now. Hi, baby.
I'm just sorry for these questions, because this is a very casual conversation. Like I
Okay.
said, it's like having a conversation with somebody in a coffee shop or in a bar.
Yes.
I'm curious. He's British. You're Filipina. Your cultural differences are so wide. Your experiences as a Filipina is different from his experiences as a British man based in China. I'm sure
Yes.
there's a lot of adjustment. Tell us about what kind of adjustments you needed to have to be able to hit it off with him. And you said to have that magic that you mentioned. How did that happen?
Yeah, that's the really big thing that I was thinking about a lot lately. It's the lifestyle differences that we have. Because, I'm from a third world country, Philippines, and living here isn't easy. And he's from a first world country where everything is easy. They don't need to struggle. They always have everything so easily. And he's planning to move here. And I already told him about everything, our differences and the way we were gonna adjust. And I think it's just gonna work. If we're gonna help.
So what's your common ground? Like speaking of common ground.
Common ground.
What's
what
your
do you mean common ground?
Of course, it's you're still in sort of like this honeymoon period, right? But
Yes.
but you think you will be able to maintain this relationship that you have, and if so, what do you think is the secret sauce, so to speak, on why you
It's
will?
like we're having an interview for a Valentine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you advise those men or women out there who are dating interracially? Not from the Philippines, not a Filipino or not a Filipina.
To a Filipina and a foreigner?
Yes,
or
yes.
to just anyone? Okay, because
Yeah, to a
if you're-
Filipina or a Filipino who's dating a foreigner,
I think
male or female.
yeah, because I haven't tried being in a relationship with a Filipino.
Okay.
So I've always
Why not? What, you don't like Filipinos?
I like Filipinos, but they don't like me.
They don't like you.
They don't like me.
So it's
I don't
the
know.
British and the Australians who like you.
I don't know, but my teacher said they just feel intimidated.
Okay.
But I don't think so.
Okay.
Because if you really want to talk to me, you can talk to me. You don't need
So
to be shy.
if there's a Filipino guy watching us now or here in the Christmas bazaar, Darcy thinks that you don't like her. That's why she's not dating a Filipino. That's why she was dating an Australian guy and then a British guy. And now you're currently dating a British guy, right?
Yes.
So
And I'm not gonna date any Filipino because
you like
I'm
Filipinos, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I like Filipinos.
Yeah.
I think some of them are really cute.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most.
Most.
Most, I mean. Yeah.
I hope you belong to the some of them.
Yeah, you do belong.
No, I'm talking about them. Okay, so Darcy, you mentioned you live in the third world, obviously. Although you don't think like you're in the third world, but the truth of the matter is we are still in a third world country, and you're still going to school. What is your plan? You have all these followers on Instagram. You're world famous. You have a relationship with a British guy, and you're still in school. What is Darcy's end goal? What do you want to accomplish in the next couple of years
Okay.
after school, or perhaps while in school? What's the plan?
I just really come back to because I lived before in Australia for about a year. I really just come back here so I could finish my degree. Because, for a Filipino culture, finishing studies, having a degree is like a success to a family. So I just want to give it to my mom and dad. And it's going to take me only 2 years to do that. So after I graduate, in my school that I'm taking up right now, my business course, after that, I'm just going to... me and my boyfriend is gonna discuss what's gonna happen next. We're probably gonna travel around the world for a bit, then look for a place to settle. But I really wanted to travel a lot. Probably look for something I could earn money on by traveling. But now in my Instagram that is building up, I got offers from different, like, like hotels or lingerie stuff and swimwear line, giving me offers to give me free stays or free bikinis in exchange for promotions to market their products or whatever. So I really want to do that. So I guess my Instagram and my followers have helped me to reach what I really wanted to, and that is to travel and to, yeah.
So you have a lot of sort of supporters on your Instagram. What do you advise those who are still starting out on Instagram? How can I get 100,000 friends or likes or as many views as you have? What's your advice to them?
I guess my advice to them is just show what they wanted to show to the world. They don't need to be always naked. They don't always need to be sexy in their photos and their social media. They just need to express what they want the people to see, and to also having a really creative feed can help a lot, because my photos really isn't really, there's nothing really shocking in my photos. It's just the arrangement of the photos, because I use like a background first, then my photo, then a background of the beach and my photo. It's not like all of my face and
So
all of
who
my
takes your photographs? Do you have like a professional photographer?
I don't have professional photographer. Whoever is just with me. It can be my sister, it can be my friend, it can be my boyfriend, whoever is with me, as long as I feel good or I feel like having a photo. So I just ask and say, can you take a photo of me? And then I just post, and then I post it on Instagram.
So Darcy, why don't you invite everybody listening and viewing this video podcast to your Instagram, and maybe you can tell them what's in store for those who are following you on your Instagram. Go ahead. Why don't you invite them to view your Instagram, and maybe perhaps tell them what's up with your Instagram in the next a few weeks or few months. Where are you going next?
Because I've been so busy in school, I haven't been taking care a lot of my Instagram. I don't usually post every day. I post once a week or twice, and people always say, where's the update? Because you know when you're busy, but there's always people expecting you to post stuff. And that's the pressure, I mean the hardest part of being an influencer or being a social media girl, because they're always gonna expect more, they're always gonna expect you to post something, and you always don't feel like doing that all the time. So thank you for all these, especially the young girls, you know. Most of my followers are girls, and they always like see the tiny things in me that I don't even appreciate.
Like what, for example?
Like
what, for example?
They say, how did you do this and that, and workout routine? Because I don't really have any workout routine. How did you maintain that body? So,
How did you maintain that body?
I'm not trying to maintain my body.
You're just born sexy, right? You just won the lottery of genes, right? You're just genetically sexy without working hard on it.
I don't really call myself sexy. I just love wearing bikinis, and I love my figure. I don't really have the perfect body because I don't have big boobs.
Okay.
Because in social media, you know, girls with big ass, big boobs, or really, yeah.
They get more likes, but in your case, you're also getting a lot of likes, so it's all right not to have those, right?
But yeah.
Why don't you invite them to check out your Instagram? Go ahead. That's the camera right there. Why don't you invite them to check out your Instagram and follow you? Go ahead.
So those who are following me already, thank you very much for all your love and support. And thank you for being so nice to me and for waiting for all my posts. And for those who wanted to see tropical feed, beach, and vacation lifestyle, you can visit and check out my page. It's Darcy Morgan, ITSDARCYMORGAN.
Okay, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Darcy Engutan on Instagram at It's Darcy Morgan. Thank you so much, Darcy.
Thank you so much.